Okay, back with Market Sense right here on ET Now. Tea stocks, they're in focus right now. North Indian tea firms have enjoyed higher realizations due to rising tea prices, but South-based companies like Harrison's Malayalam have faced tough competition with Sri Lankan tea output so far. So let's go across and touch base with Pankaj Kapoor, the MD at Harrison's Malayalam. Hi Pankaj, thanks for joining in. Now most of FY11 saw South Indian tea firms suffering due to falling tea prices. How do you see prices and output for the rest of the year?
I think as far as the output is concerned, we should be very close to what it was last year, because November has been bad. Till October end, we were about 5.5 million kgs above last year. So between November and December, I think we should be at least till what we produced last year. And as far as the prices are concerned, they have started improving. This year, for some reason, South India happened to be the lowest price market all over the world. But that situation is no more there, because I don't see any more stocks in the pipeline. And of late, prices have started improving. They are appreciated by as much as about 10 to 15 rupees. So getting into the new year, prices, I expect them to be much better, going back to the previous year's prices level.
So does Mr. Kapoor, good afternoon, Neeraj Shah here. Does that get reflected in the kind of earnings that tea companies in general and you in particular will post for the current quarter? I mean, the uptick in price, 10 to 15 rupees, would it get captured in the current quarter?
Not really, because what happened, these prices, what I'm talking to you, they have started improving in last 10 to 15 days only. So for the entire quarter, the price level, general price level is much lower than what it was in the previous year. Previous year, by this time, we were, clocking something like 90 rupees and all. Whereas this year, those prices had come down to around 65, 66 levels. So that 65, 66 level has gone to around 74, 75. So I'm expecting now, since the prices have started rising in the off-season, so I'm aware that there is not much stock with the tea industry and the supply chain pipeline at the moment. So prices should be looking good in getting into the new year. No, I cannot say that this quarter's earning expectation people should base on the 10 to 15 rupees price increase. However, for HML, rubber is doing good, and rubber prices are all-time high. So that somewhere would reflect into our earnings as compared to the previous two quarters.
Right, and rubber, Mr. Kapoor, since it has been the more profitable one for you in the quarters gone by, would you eventually plan at looking at changing your business mix with more focus on rubber than on tea?
No, but please understand, in the plantation business, whether it is tea or rubber, nothing can be done overnight, and nothing can be changed even in a year's perspective or 2 years perspective. For our company as a whole in tea and rubber, we are totally focused on both these sides. Prices are something which is a commodity cycle, but otherwise, as far as we are concerned, we are trying to maximize production in both these crops. Rubber at the moment, what we are producing again is about close to 50% of our potential, because I've been reporting earlier as well that we have been focusing on the developmental work. We are rejuvenating our plantations, so that those things will start yielding, and they will start giving us more and more crops in the coming years. So rubber, in any case, we are focused to that extent, and all the developmental activities they are coming to and more or less I would say about 85% of that work has been completed, which should start yielding more and more crops in the coming years. So every year we can expect our crop levels going up by about 10%, 15% because of the better yields from the land and better yields from the plant. So that is what it is in the rubber. And the prices, I would say always, it is something which is not in our hand. So whatever is the commodity cycle, we have to face it. At the moment, rubber prices are extremely good, and I expect them to be good for another 6-8 months minimum, if not more. And I also expect the prices to be bullish at the moment for next 2 quarters.
All right, Mr. Kapoor, one final word. From what I gathered from earlier answer that you gave me, is that the current quarter on a YOY basis will not show the most robust of earnings, either on the top line or on the bottom line?
No, it should be better than the last year. It should be better only because last year what happened in the first 2 quarters were extremely good.
Sure.
And in the 3rd quarter onward, the tea prices, they started sliding. And, rubber prices were not so good. Okay. So I have not looked at my quarterly numbers at what the numbers would be coming by. My expectation is that we should be, number one, we should be profitable for the quarters, because the first 2 quarters we were negative. And number two, it should be either better or at least at par with what it was last year. Because our prices are extremely good.
Alright, Mr. Kapoor, thanks so much for joining us today and giving us that perspective. Expect tea prices to move up, inch up higher from the current levels, and rubber business has done well nevertheless. Alright, the scant mining resources, we've been talking about this theme now for the last 2 or 3 sessions. It has been a thorn in the flesh for most of the metal players in India. Sajjan Jindal, in an exclusive chat with ET Now, tells us that the mining business is beset by corruption and a massive